Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicle Night channel. This video is sponsored by PTCGO the best place for you to get Pokemon TCG code cards. Are you looking to complete your card collection online for the latest set? PTCGO has everything you need. And please remember to use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Please enjoy the discount and your purchase directly supports the content I create in this channel. Thank you guys so much for your support and for your supporting PTCGO. In today's video, we're taking a look at Ambipom from the Pokemon Go expansion set. Are you longing for an exhilarating game? Well, here it is. Ambipom is a stage 1 Pokemon with just 90 HP. It has 1 retreat cost, no resistance, and is weak to fighting. The low HP shouldn't worry you too much because it has the ability Primate Dexterity. If any damage is done to this Pokemon, you flip a coin. If heads, prevent that damage. So you basically have a 50% chance of negating all attack damage and survive your opponent's turn. But of course, this does not negate effects of attacks. This ability is really silly and in most cases will annoy your opponent so much to the point of conceding. However, this ability is useless against Pokemon with attacks that can simply ignore this ability, like Mew VMAX and especially Duraludon VMAX. We just won't be able to win against those matchups. Ambipom only has 1 attack, Full Tilt Fling. Starting with 1 colorless energy, you flip a coin for each energy attached to this Pokemon, and for each heads, you multiply that by 60 damage. So with enough energies and with good RNG, this attack can range anywhere from 0 to pretty much 1 hit knocking out any Pokemon in the game. Of course, I have a full set of Glimwood Tangle so that if we're not satisfied with the result of our initial set of coin flips, we can reflip them again for a second time. But be warned, sometimes the second result can be worse than the first. It is worth noting that its basic stage Ambipom has the attack Bustle. For 1 colorless energy, you can flip a coin. If heads, you can prevent all attack damage and effects of attack done to this Pokemon. So if you're successful, you can make Ambipom invincible for a turn, which can help you stall while you set up. For my energies, I'm using a full set of Twin Energies, which counts as 2 colorless energies at a time, and also a full set of Double Turbo Energy, which also counts as 2 colorless energy. However, for each of these attached, you lower your attack damage output by 20 damage. But the potential increase in your damage output far outweighs the debuff because Ambipom has a 60 damage multiplier. 1 Double Turbo Energy can still possibly give you an extra 100 damage boost. And I also have 2 powerful energies. When attached to a colorless type Pokemon, it increases the attack damage output by 20 more damage. And I did include 2 grass energies in this build just so I have some type of energy I can recover with Ordinary Rod. But I guess the main thing is that you should be careful of how you use your special energies so you don't lose them needlessly. Of course, accelerating as much energies to Ambipom is another challenge. I actually like the Cherrim combo too because you can accelerate a lot of grass energies to Ambipom and you can easily recover the energies. And I'll include my version of that build in the description as well. But today, I'll be using the new Blastoise that came out of the new Pokemon Go set as well. And we're not going to use this as an attacker, but we're going to use this more for its ability, Vitality Spring. Once during your turn, you can search your deck for up to 6 energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. Your turn will end after you use this ability, however. But man, this ability is crazy good. It's a guaranteed 6 energy acceleration and it's any energies, even special energies. As much as possible though, accelerate energies when you have already evolved into your Ambipom so that at least you have a 50% survivability rate if your opponent tries to target it and try to get it knocked out. That way you will not have wasted your energies and your turn. To evolve Blastoise, we can easily find its evolution line with the help of Irida, which allows you to search for 1 water type Pokemon and 1 item card from your deck, and this will help you get the rare candy. While I only have a 3-3 line of Ambipom in this build, I also included a 2-2 line of Zoroark with a Phantom Transformation ability. Once you set this up, the ability allows you to switch this Pokemon with 1 of your stage 1 Pokemon card from your discard pile. You discard Zoroark and the new Pokemon takes its place in the field. In effect, this allows you to have 5 lines of Ambipom in this build. However, I've also included 1 copy of the new Slowbro, more for its attack, Twilight Inspiration. For 2 colorless energy, if your opponent is down to their last prize card, this attack simply allows you to take 2 of your own prizes. This is such a great surprise finisher. As for our other support Pokemon, I wanted to try the new Radiant Venusaur. The Radiant Pokemon rulebox states that you can only have 1 Radiant Pokemon in your deck. I just wanted to try its ability Sunny Bloom. Once at the end of your turn or after you attack, you may choose to use this ability. This ability allows you to draw cards until you have 4 cards in your hand. I really like this ability since it pretty much guarantees you 4 cards in your hand at all times. It also has the attack Pollen Hazard. For 2 grass and 1 colorless energy, it deals 90 damage, and your opponent's active also becomes burnt, confused, and poisoned. and this is the reason why I also added 2 grass energies in this build. As for the other cards worth noting, since we are doing a lot of coin flips in this build, I included 2 copies of Blunder Policy tool card. If you attack where you have to flip any coins for the damage or effect, if any of them are tails, you can draw 3 cards at the end of your turn. This really helps out in drawing into more cards, but just be careful that you don't deck out yourself. Snorlax, of course, will be our main draw engine with its Gourmandize ability. And finally, I added 1 copy of Roxanne so that when your opponent is down to their last 3 prizes, both players shuffle their hand back to the deck. Your opponent only draws 2 cards while you draw 6. So this can be a good late game disruption. Coin flip mechanics is always so fun to play. I don't know, it's just really exhilarating. The only real challenge is balancing your energy attachment. Just make sure you don't put all energies to one Pokemon. If anything, I would suggest just having a mindset of dealing a 2-hit KO on bulkier opponents. That way you'll always have a backup attacker. And just be warned, this build can either leave your opponent salty for not being able to hit you at all, or it can leave you salty for having such a bad RNG. So word of advice, just have fun, guys. Just have fun. And that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below. And now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Ambipom. Alright, let's dive right into our first match. My opponent chooses to go first. And we're going to start with a Squirtle and a Zorua. I would personally prefer having Ambipom to start, but you know, we don't really have a choice. So I'll just put Squirtle in the active. And then since we're going second, I could probably just use Irida, get us a Quick Ball to get a Snorlax. Alright, my opponent's going to start with a Solrock in the active. Alright, this could be the Solrock Lunatone combo. I've been seeing a lot of it in the ladder lately. Especially, it's such a budget-friendly deck. And it has the potential to one-hit KO any Pokemon in the game. As long as you discard a lot of energies to start. And you have that potential of accelerating all those energies with Solrock. Especially if you can set up 4 Solrocks. It's insane. But no, this is a Mewtwo VSTAR combo, just like the one that I showcased recently. So if you haven't seen that, please do check it out. So for the meantime, I'm going to use Irida. And then we have a Quick Ball. So let's grab that. I already have Squirtle, so I think I'll just get a Slowbro. I can discard that and start setting it up for our late game. So I could get a Snorlax, but we have Marnie, so I think I'll just get an Ambipom. I can evolve it in our next turn, and I'll just switch my Zorua in the active because my opponent can pretty much start attacking this turn, and they can knock out any of our Pokemon. Especially we have such low HP Pokemon in play. Ambipom only has 60 HP, and everything else has 70, so not really good. Until we evolve into our Ambipom, only then can we start feeling secure because we have a 50% chance of surviving. They're also using the new Professor's Research. I actually don't have any copies of that, so perhaps one of these days I can get my hands on some of those. And there's the Lunatone. So my opponent is going to have already evolved into their Mewtwo VSTAR, and they have Lunatone in play, and they're starting to energize it so they can start knocking out our Pokemon. So at least having Zorua in the active, we can always just set that up later on. It's more of a late game setup really, but Squirtle is important, and also setting up our Ambipom is our priority. Right now we have really nothing else to play, so I'll just use Marnie. That gets us 5 cards, and then we got Blunder Policy tool card and also a double Turbo Energy. And I'm just gonna pass. There's really not much I could do here. I can't switch out my Zorua just yet, and I'm not gonna play my Glimwood Tangle Stadium just yet because my opponent can just bump it out. And we're gonna put it into play once we start attacking. But yeah, Blunder Policy tool card has been seeing a lot of play lately. Well, it really depends on your Pokemon, because Blunder Policy requires that when you attack, it requires like some type of coin flip. And for the most part, you know, we're gonna be flipping some tails when we attack with Ambipom, so might as well. That helps us to draw into a lot more cards, especially when you're dead drawing. And it really doesn't matter how many cards you have on hand. You'll just draw 3 cards if you flip a Tails. So my opponent's gonna attack with their Mewtwo VSTAR, and they're gonna knock out my Zorua, discarding only 1 energy, but that's all they needed. So let's go ahead and put our Ambipom in the active. We'll put Gleamwood Tangle in play, and then we're just gonna attack. Alright, let's get another chance here. Alright, we got 1. And we're only hitting for 40 damage because double turbo energy decreases our attack by 20. But that's okay. That's a nice chip damage that puts us closer to getting a knockout off of this Mewtwo VSTAR. However, we're counting on a coin flip here. Hopefully they don't knock us out, but they're gonna boss my Squirtle, so they're gonna guarantee a knockout here, unfortunately. But we have Irida, that's fine. We can set up another Squirtle, hopefully. I mean, they have 3 cards on hand. What are the chances that they'll have a boss again? And they don't have any drawing options right now, I don't think. So we should be okay. We have 1 Pokemon left in play. This is not good. Oh, okay, we got Quick Ball, so that's good. I'll just energize Ambipom with the Twin Energy, get a Squirtle with Irida, and then I'll get another Quick Ball. Yeah, I'll just get another Quick Ball. I'll set up as much basics as I can, I guess. Then I'll get rid of this. And then I'll get another Apom. And I'll just attack. Tails, heads. Alright, let's try again. Come on. Give us something. Heads, heads, heads. Yo! Let's go! 220 damage. Well, that leaves them with 20 HP, but that's still half the amount of damage we dealt there. So now their Mewtwo VSTAR is at the brink of getting knocked out. And since we have Ambipom on hand, we can evolve the other one. So they can't really boss anything and get a knockout. And we can evolve into our Blastoise as well. We can use its ability to get more energies, but they're gonna use Marnie. That shuffles all of our cards, but that's okay. That actually helps us to set up even further. That gets us an Irida and also a Marnie, so that's really nice. So I did include Canceling Cologne here just in case we encounter Duraludon VMAX, but I'm thinking twice about including it in this deck because there's just a bunch of certain matchups that we really cannot win. So I'll go ahead and set up my Blastoise, get a Snorlax here, and then I could just get a knockout, but I could use Blastoise as well. Go ahead and bump out their stadium. I'll just use Vitality Spring, I think. I'll take a chance. And then yeah, let's just accelerate. Just accelerate as much as we can. I'll put 2 in the active. Start setting up my other Apom. I'm also gonna put energies on Snorlax. That way we have 3 attackers. And Snorlax can stall for a little bit. We can deal some paralysis on our opponent. But with 2 double turbo energies, that's minus 40. So we're only dealing 60 damage, not even enough to knock out their Soul Rock or the Lunatone, but that's okay. We can stall and get a few more set up that way. And with the help of the Gleamwood Tangle, we can actually reflip our coins when we try and deal paralysis with Snorlax. But we also have Marnie on hand. We can use that on our next turn to get more cards. They're scooping up their Soul Rock. Alright. Gonna use Quick Ball. Luminion V. Alright, that's interesting. Some of you in the comments in my previous video have said that you would rather have the Greninja to set up for discarding energies so that Solrock can accelerate more energies onto Lunatone, and that's actually a good combo. And I've seen a lot of content creators or showcases of that build with Greninja, and that makes sense. But with my Mewtwo VSTAR, I actually featured Radiant Holucha, and I guess it's just preference, really. That way you have something against a VSTAR VMAX matchup. So my opponent's gonna attack, and we negate their attack. All right, let's go, Ambipom. That's what I'm saying, guys. 50% chance of winning a game. Winning a game. All right. Well, my opponent tried and failed, so we're just gonna get an Ambipom here. So now it's not gonna be as easy to get knocked out. Let's just attack. 4. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. 4 damage, or 4 heads deals 220 damage against their Mewtwo VSTAR. So none of their Mewtwo will be able to survive the next attack from our Ambipom. So that puts us in a good position, and that also leaves my opponent to attack with Lunatone, and we can easily just knock them out. And the great thing about this matchup is that Lunatone or even Mewtwo VSTAR are pretty straightforward attackers. You know, you just put a bunch of energies, attack, and that's pretty much it. There's really no gimmick. It's just very straightforward. They try to attack again and fail one more time. I don't know if my opponent is just gonna concede. I've seen a lot of my opponents concede because of that. I'm just gonna finish this guy off with Snorlax using Body Slam, and we don't need to paralyze, or we don't need to reflip, because we were successful anyway. Not that we need it, because we just got a knockout. We're just gonna get 2 prizes. We got Twin Energy, so we can energize our Pokemon even further. Not that we need it, really, because once we knock out their Mewtwo VSTAR, it only has 20 HP left, the one on the bench, and then knocking out this Lunatone, Solrock, is going to be easy for us. We just need probably 2 coin flips, that's it. So we are on a roll. We are on an even field here. My opponent has 4 prizes left, and so do we. But we have an advantage. We have a secret weapon that I don't know if my opponent realized this, but they're only taking 1 prize at a time, and when they get to that mark where they're down to their last prize, and even if we have 2 left, we just take it just like that and win the game. But they have 2 Ambipoms to go through, and it's not going to be easy for them to knock it out. They have a 50% chance of knocking either of our Ambipoms, so we are in a good position here. They're going to knock out my Snorlax, though, but that's okay. Snorlax did his job. He was able to get a knockout even, so that's my boy. Alright, moving on now, though. We're just gonna put this Ambipom with the Blunder Policy in the active. I'll just continue to energize this guy. Then I'm gonna evolve into my Zoroark. We can evolve in or transform into our Slowbro anytime we want. And I'll just go ahead and finish off this Mewtwo VSTAR. It doesn't really matter. We only need 1 coin flip, so we're gonna get a knockout here. We get another prize. And really, for every game that you play, you only need to get 4 prizes, really. As long as you can set up your Zoroark, you have your Slowbro in the discard pile, all you need are 4 prizes with Ambipom. And as long as you can preserve your Zoroark, and you can set up a Slowbro at the very end, even though your opponent gets ahead of you in prize, again, you can turn the tides just like that and win the game. So we pretty much have this game in the bag, but my opponent is going to continue to, of course, put up a good fight, and that's what we like to see. Just like me, I don't give up that easily. Most oftentimes, I'd play a game, looks like we're losing, but if there's a brink of hope, never give up. That's my motto. Alright, my opponent succeeds in attacking our Ambipom. We flip tails in that attack negation. So I'm just gonna put my Ambipom in the active. We actually pretty much have this game in the bag. We're going to get a knockout here. And we have the energy needed. So I'm just going to transform into Slowbro now. So my opponent has no other choice. I'll energize it. We're going to get a knockout here. Full tilt fling. And again, we only need 2 heads. Alright. Yeah, I think that should be enough, right? Yeah. Even with the double turbo energy, it's enough to knock out their Lunatone, getting us another prize. So it's a win-win for us. They can knock out my Ambipom. If they don't, we can knock out their last Pokemon, get the last prize. But if they knock out our Ambipom or even Slowbro, either we get a knockout or we just take the last prize. That's it. That's it. That's game. I don't think they have any other way of winning unless they can take 2 prizes. You know what? If they have a Slowbro, if they also have a Slowbro, for some reason they can miraculously set up a Slowbro, get the last 2 prizes, and win that way. Other than that, I think my opponent sees that they have no other way of winning this game. And yeah, again, getting through Ambipom is 50% chance. They might even fail their attack here. So we're just going to take our last prize if that happens. But we'll see. And we have so much cards in our hand. This is kind of crazy. All right, well, they succeed. All right, they'll succeed in the attack. But you know what? Good game, bro. Good game. We have our Slowbro to take the last prize. Twilight Inspiration for the win. Good game. All right, let's get into another match. We will be able to go first this time around. We're going to start this one off with a Snorlax in the active, which is perfect. But we don't have a lot of usable cards on hand on our first turn. And my opponent looks like they're using Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. We have Blunder Policy. We can't even use Gormandize. I think I'm just going to thin out my hand here. Get a Slowbro. Could just attach this. At least we can draw into 1 card this turn, I guess. Yeah. And still nothing. Okay, this is a really bad hand to start. And my opponent's going to start with a Galarian Articuno in their active. And they're going to use Battle VIP Pass, getting 2 Shadow Rider Calyrex V in their bench. But we got Radiant Venusaur in our bench. So I'm going to go ahead and use Irida and start setting up my Blastoise line. And then I can discard Slowbro and start setting up my Ambipom line as well. I'll just use up these switches. That way I can draw into at least 4 cards this turn. We have a few more Scoop Up Nets in our deck, so we can just get our Snorlax out of there if my opponent chooses to stall and not knock it out. But yeah, I've been seeing a lot of builds where they use Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX with Mewtwo VSTAR. It sort of makes sense when you build up energy. And then just discard them when you attack with Mewtwo VSTAR. And then also have a great attacker, which is Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. Again, if you build up a lot of energy. But I think it's counterproductive because you're discarding energies with Mewtwo VSTAR. But you also need a lot of energies with Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. And not only that, it presents a big liability, especially when you're going up against Dark-type builds. They can easily get 3 prizes off of Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX. So, for me, I mean, it's a good combo, but I personally don't. I don't think it's a good combo, in my opinion. So I'll just bump out their stadium with ours, and we are able to evolve into Ambipom and energize it. I'll just thin out my deck, get Squirtle, and then we can evolve into our Blastoise. And this could be a good time to get more energies onto our Ambipom. So I'll just get as much energies as I can. And probably I'll just spread out the energies throughout my other Pokemon. And then I'll build up energy on Blastoise as well. And the 2 grass energies to our Radiant Venusaur. So Radiant Venusaur can definitely attack to 90 damage. But with the special conditions, you can actually deal 120 damage on your initial attack. Of course, that poison will continue to damage. And if the burn sticks, then that's an extra 20 damage between checkup. But it's a good attacker too. As a standalone, I don't know if it's going to do too well, but its ability is so great. It's been so useful lately. After experimenting with it, I actually like Radiant Venusaur a lot. Radiant Greninja is not good with this build because I want to conserve all of my special energies. It's hard to get them back, so Radiant Greninja was definitely not gonna be in this build. But Blastoise is also really good, getting all those energies onto our Pokemon just like that. And we're getting more from our top deck, which is kind of crazy. I'm just gonna use Marnie here, shuffle our hand back to the bottom of our deck and see what we can. We got Scoop Up Nets. We can actually start attacking here. Attach our Blunder Policy. Use our Glimwood Tangle Stadium. Yeah, I could start attacking. Get a prize off of this Galarian Articuno and get our first prize. Alright, we need to reflip our coins here. Come on, we need at least 2. Well, we didn't quite make it. We did 100 damage, and here is the Sunny Bloom attack, or Sunny Bloom ability. So since we started with, or we ended with a few cards, Sunny Bloom ability of Radiant Venusaur allows us to draw until we have 4 cards on hand, and since we flipped tails, the Blunder Policy tool card also allowed us to draw 3 extra cards, but my opponent just Marnies them all to the bottom of our deck. Well, that's okay. The bad thing is we only have 1 Ambipom in play, and we don't have a backup attacker. That's not really good. At least we have a Quick Ball we got from that Marnie. Probably set up another Apom, but this is not a good position because if my opponent succeeds here, no, they don't. That's insane. Yeah, let's go. Let's go Ambipom, dude. It's crazy. I'll discard my Snorlax so I can set up an Apom. And then we're not going to get a knockout here. I could just boss there. I mean, I could soften up their Shadow Rider, I guess. Yeah, I think I'll just do that. Full Tilt Fling. Let's see how much we get here. 4? Yeah, I'll stick with that. 4 is pretty good. 260 damage. And then, again, Radiant Venusaur allows us to draw more cards. And in combination with the Blunder Policy tool card. And that's insane. Can you see? Can you see how awesome Radiant Venusaur is? Oh, man. They knock out our Ambipom. Well, they have 60 HP left. I could use my Radiant Venusaur. Just be, you know, let's, coming in for the clutch knockout. I think I'll just knock this guy out. We can knock it out with Venusaur. And then I could, I guess I could get Zorua. And then could use Ordinary Rod to recover our Ambipom line. Then we're gonna get our first 3 prizes this way. Yeah, Pollen Hazard. There you go, guys. Yeah, we are able to attack with Radiant Venusaur. That's insane. There it is. Our first 3 prizes. Double Turbo Energy. Another Double Turbo Energy. Okay. So we have Blastoise to attack as well. It only does 90 damage, but still, it's 90 damage. And they're only taking one prize at a time, so we are still okay. We're still ahead in prize. So, ooh, we got Evolution Incense. I was actually gonna get that with Irida, but we got it already, so we're good. So now again, they have to face a 50% chance of survivability here, or 50% chance of success when they attack. And we have one more double turbo energy. We gotta preserve that actually, because we need that for our slow bro. But we can also get our grass energies back actually. I'll just get Radiant Venusaur and then get these two back to our deck. And then I guess I could just full tilt fling. See what we get. Yeah. 40 damage. It's fine. What I really need is to target that Galarian Articuno. Nice. We negated that attack. Let's go. Ask and you shall receive, guys. There it is. And that will mark our 4 prizes. Okay. Nice. That's all we needed. Good thing we got at least 1 heads off of that attack. And that sets us up for the win. They're gonna succeed in that attack. We weren't able to block it, but that's okay. Just gonna present Snorlax in the active, and then yeah, let's go ahead and use Roxanne. They shuffle all their cards back to their deck. They draw 2 cards, and we draw 6. We still have plenty of cards left in the deck, so we're good. And we can set up 2 of our Zoroark. And since we have double turbo energy, we are all set. I'm just gonna start energizing my... Dude, I should have just put my Glimwood first, but that's okay. 7. Yeah, we can still use Gormandize, I think. Or I could just pass, because we might deck out if we're not careful. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. It's too dangerous, too close to call, and I don't really need to draw into any more cards, I don't think. They're just gonna knock out. They're just gonna keep knocking out our Pokemon. That's it. And with 2 of our Zoroark, even if they use their Galarian Articuno to target one of our benched Pokemon, we have another reserve, you know. So I'll just put pressure on my opponent. Use Blastoise to attack. Dude, this is insane. We're using all of our Pokemon to attack. This is the best showcase I've ever done, I think. So Hydro Pump only deals 90 damage. It really depends on how many water energies you have attached to Blastoise, but we don't use any water energies. So they're gonna get a knockout. That's it. That's gonna be game. We're just gonna promote our Zoroark, transform into our Slowbro, and that's game, guys. That's how easy it is. Twilight Inspiration for the win. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Night channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.